Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we're talking about how to find purpose as an instructional designer. So, like my other videos, I will talk about some of my experiences and struggles to find purpose. And by the end of the video, hopefully I'll have some nice takeaways that you can use to find purpose in your work going forward. So let's start at the beginning. I was considering being a classroom, like a high school English teacher, before pursuing instructional design. And one of the big selling points of instructional design and e-learning for me was, rather than just being limited to helping the people in your classroom each year, you can create e-learning modules that can help thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people per year without any additional effort on your end once it's complete. So, I like that concept. Put something out there and then it's just going to continue helping people for years and years down the line, and those efforts will just be kind of compounded. So that was my idealism, some of my inspiration for getting into this space. But once I started landing some work and getting some paid gigs, I found that I didn't have much say over the actual solution. In my master's program, I was learning about e-learning done right and how to use instructional design to solve performance problems. But a lot of what I was running into out in the real world was, we need this training, build this training, bring this e-learning course to life, just create it in the tool. And that was fine. We were making money, but I couldn't shake the feeling that the things that I was creating were not going to help anyone. I knew what good instructional design looked like, and it had to be completed in response to like a performance problem. But a lot of this e-learning was just like information heavy, information dumps, read all of this stuff. And it really wasn't making me feel good about the work I was doing. And I was spending most of my time doing the work. I was making money, so I guess I was happy about that, paying off loans and adding to my savings and that good stuff. But I just knew to be happy, I needed to find more meaning in the work that I was doing. So this was also a key realization that happened pretty early in my career. When people want to learn something new, ask yourself, when you want to learn something new, even if it's work related, what do? Do you go to your company's learning management system and try to see if there's an e-learning course on the topic? Or do you turn to YouTube or Google and just type in whatever it is that you're struggling with to try to find an answer? If you're like probably 99.9% of people, you're going to turn to Google or YouTube. You're going to look on the open web to see if that can help you solve your problem. So once I fully understood this, and it's just kind of intuitive. Even when I was working in jobs, I would turn to Google to try to solve problems I was having, as opposed to using the company intranet. So I decided to take action on this, and I decided I would start creating content that people could find on the open web. I started creating tutorials just to host on my website, and putting stuff out there for other people to find. And I was doing a little bit of this in 2018. It started picking up a bit more in 2019. But in 2020, this has become a key part of my identity. I started on YouTube a few months ago. And my goal has really been, or the most successful pieces I've worked on have been the ones that I create to help other people, other instructional designers and other e-learning developers. So as I've started building this content and sharing it and keyword optimizing things to get people to see the content who actually want to find it, some really cool things started to happen. I started getting more website traffic. Like I said, it kind of blew up in 2020 compared to the previous years. I started getting more leads because people would say, oh yeah, I came across Devlin Peck. I saw this article by him. Maybe you want to work with him for this project. So that has been nice. But I think what has been the most important for me in my career, and just for knowing that staying in instructional design and e-learning is going to work for me, is that more people have been reaching out telling me how my content has helped them. And that's really changed how I feel about the work I'm doing. When people, recently someone reached out and said that my content helped them double their salary. They were working as a teacher, now they're an instructional designer. and people reaching out saying they've been struggling with something for months or years, and coming across some of my content has helped them solve that problem they were having for so long. So this was the turning point for me, and this is what has made me almost like addicted to creating more content. It's what I wake up every day and I look forward to working on the videos, working on the articles, and when I'm working on that kind of stuff, I think, I can't wait to get this online because it's going to help X, Y, and Z person who is dealing with this problem or who has this question. So it really just clicked for me like a month ago. I was like, I'm not having those negative feelings I was having last year, like wondering, is instructional design going to be right for me long term? Like, why do I feel like, like purposeless kind of? Like, I was wondering, like, would I have been happier as a teacher making way less money, but feeling like I was actually making a difference in the world? And I don't have those feelings anymore. And I realized it's because of this content creation. It's because I know what I'm doing now, the articles I'm working on and the videos I'm creating. I know that it's having an actual impact in people's lives versus working on e-learning projects that most people are probably just going to spam click next and try to get through it. And don't get me wrong, and I'll get to this a little bit later, there are some client projects that are really exciting. They give you creative freedom and they want to actually design a solution that is going to help the employees. And those projects do exist, and I have. And not to get too far into it, but I feel like the content has helped me be more selective about which projects I take on, so I can try to take on the ones that will be more meaningful or more impactful, as opposed to, build this 1 hour long e-learning course that no one's going to learn anything from. So now getting to you, and I think you probably see where this is going. Like, if you do find purpose from helping people, I know that's how I feel a sense of satisfaction and find purpose, and it's probably similar for many of you, then create some content yourself. Okay, it's never been easier. I mean, it's so easy to post a YouTube video with a phone or some kind of digital camera, or to just write up a quick blog post on something like Google Sites or a simple website creator. So, and obviously there's a lot to learn about content creation, and I'm sure I'll dive into this in future videos, but this question right here, did you think of a tough problem that you faced in the past? This has guided most of my most successful content projects. So you just think on a professional level, what kind of problems have you experienced? Is it some kind of situation at work that was really tough for you to navigate, or maybe something with the software that took you years to figure out, but you think could really help someone in a quick tutorial? So think of whatever problems you're facing that are work related, that might help other people doing what it is that you do, and then create an article, a tutorial, or a YouTube video to help other people solve that problem faster. So I mean, that's definitely a big part of my strategy. I think some of my articles I even write for my younger self, because I know what I was Googling years ago and the answers I was trying to solve, and now I write that content that I would have wanted to find years ago. And that's proved like a really effective kind of, compass as to what's going to be successful. But again, it just comes with getting to know your audience. I can almost promise you, if you've faced a problem with a common tool or process that instructional designers need to use, if you create some content to help solve that problem, I guarantee you at least one other person is going to find that content helpful. So start creating some content that's going to really help people, and you have control over the content on your website, the content you put out there. So that's what's really helped me. I hope that it will help you as well. And again, I did want to loop back around to this. Some of the client work that you get can be meaningful. It can be done well in response to a real problem, and you can use these efforts and find this motivation in creating an e-learning product that will actually solve a problem and help people do their jobs better. But when you start creating content and when people start finding value from what you're creating on your own time, you don't really rely so much on client work to find that purpose. And that's what's been the real turning point for me, is I know whether interesting client projects come to me or not, I'm still going to feel motivated to wake up every day because I'm going to be working on some sort of content or sharing content and getting it in front of people that it's going to help. So, I'm sure I'll have more content about content creation down the line. If you do have any specific questions about it, please ask it in the comments below. This is obviously a topic that I'm very passionate about. It has changed my business for the better. And yeah, I'm really happy to see what you guys think about this video. And please like and subscribe if you are getting value from it. It does help me, and it helps me know that this is the type of stuff you want to see more of. And yeah, I do look forward to seeing you in the next video, and reach out with any questions anytime. Bye bye.